Welcome to my channel. So today's topic has to do with food and how we supply our food needs. Now normally here in Northern America we go to a grocery store and we purchase our food and then we eat it, and then we go back to the grocery store and we purchase our food and we eat it. We keep this cycle up. For instance, coffee. The coffee has coffee from the coffee tree. It has water from our localized water source. It has cream from a dairy. And in this case, I am using honey from a beehive. And those products, not including the glass, all come from the grocery store. So the grocery store, without the grocery store, I couldn't get the coffee to create the coffee with. And I couldn't get the cream to create the milky color of the cream. And it would be very difficult for me to get the honey without finding a localized source, which I could do. So coffee is a good example of requiring a grocery store to purchase things. Potatoes. This is a red potato. It's a miniature. And this potato was purchased from the grocery store. And I have options. I can plant the potato because it's alive, and I can grow more potatoes. I can eat the potato, or I can eat part of the potato and plant the other part. This is an example of something that we can do with a living structure, where we can purchase it from the grocery store and start a cycle of getting more of the product back. The same with these little pearl onions. Again, I purchased them from the grocery store and I can eat them, or I could plant them, or I could eat them and plant them. And the way that works is that this portion right here is the root ball of the plant. And so if I take the onion and I cut it about halfway, and I can eat the top of the onion, and I can plant the other half of the onion. With a potato, you'll notice that there's these little eyes, and this is where the potato grows from. And I can take, at minimum, I can take 1/4 inch of the meat of the potato with that eye, and I can let it dry a little bit so it doesn't, I can let it scab over a little bit. And then I put it in some compost and it'll grow a new potato. Or I can cut the eye and half of the potato off, and I can take half of the potato and I can plant it and eat the other half, and that's a 50-50 win because I get the potato and I get to eat it. So there are ways to get crops out of fruits and vegetables that already exist. With your peaches, your plums, your cherries, you can take the pits, the seeds, and you can actually start them and get them to produce new trees. With that in mind, this is about food resilience, and how do you start having food resilience today for an emergency tomorrow? We don't want to be in an emergency situation, but if there was an emergency, there's about 3 days worth of food inside of a grocery store, depending on the population base. When that 3 days is gone, the supply chain may be broken. You may not be able to return to the grocery store and get more food. So we need to start doing this process now. In other words, this is a directive to act. I'm not asking, I'm not requesting. I'm giving you an instruction. The instruction is find your foods that you can plant and go ahead and start planting them. Because in the worst case scenario, you have a garden. In the best case scenario, you have food during an emergency, and you can help feed your family and your friends and your neighbors and reduce the shock of an emergency while it happens. So there you go. That's Food Planting 101 in reality. Have a great day.